After 2 whirlwind days in New Orleans, we're back on the road for the final stretch of our 1,300-mile journey. But this last leg is anything but ordinary. We're pushing boundaries, towing at night for the first time, and testing the waters by staying hitched overnight. Is it really safe? And what does it cost to move your entire life 1,300 miles in just 5 days? Stick with us as we answer your burning questions, tackle new challenges, and finally settle in to our Texas home for the win. Good morning. Today is day 4 of this 5-day adventure, and we have 700 miles left to our final destination, and we're hoping to get a little over halfway today, about 400 miles. But again, we're heading out with no reservation, which, as you know, is unusual for us. But based on the temperatures, we'll need our AC, and we don't have enough solar for that. So we will be looking for some hookups tonight. Sun shining. It's a little rainy this morning off and on, but we're ready to have a great day. So let's get packed up and hit the road. Are you girls ready for another travel day? Are you ready for another travel day? We got 2 more, and then final destination.
You've been anywhere where they experience extreme heat or extreme winter at any given season, then you have seen a frost or a heave. And let me tell you, this truck and trailer, from tip to tip, the end of the bike to the tip of the nose of the truck, is just about 55 feet long. And sometimes you hit those heaves and you feel the whole 55 feet do the worm. I'm the only one who gets a little queasy when you feel that. Oof. Anyway, last night was so exactly what we needed.
Yeah, we had a blast. It was so much fun, and just to be surrounded with a welcoming environment and love, and it ended up being a great day for it, and they were phenomenal, and we got back at midnight, which was nice for us.
We got back so late, so we allowed ourselves to sleep in. As a result, this morning we decided not to set an alarm. We decided that rather than being in this truck for every minute of daylight as possible, that would be better off to get a good night's sleep and just to still go again as far possible as we can today. So that's what's on the agenda.
So we hit the road at 10:30, with as far as we have to go, a little bit late, but that's okay. A good night's sleep was more important, and see how far we can get today. That way we have a shorter day tomorrow, because tomorrow we get to our final destination for the winter, and get set up and get acclimated, and we are excited to get there.
Yeah, we've talked to you guys about how we felt like we've been moving too fast, and a lot of that is because, that constant saying goodbye and not really being able to connect with other people. So we've chosen an amazing winter location. I wonder if you guys can guess what it is. We'll reveal it to you soon. But we are going to spend just shy of 4 months there, at least that's the plan for now. And we want to make some changes to the rig. We want to just kind of settle down a bit, regroup, really kind of hit the gas pedal on the grind and work it out phase of the year, and go from there.
Yeah, we have some exciting updates to the rig. Now that we've spent some time in it and we're kind of getting our flow and how we work and how we live in it, we have some updates, so we're excited to show those to you, as well as the recall work and the maintenance and fixing a couple things. So we'll definitely be busy, and we definitely have some beach days in our future.
I cannot wait, and I know 2 little pups who are even more excited than me.
And one thing that we just discovered, or kind of put the connection to, as we were driving through the swamps coming out of New Orleans, and I had my gator eyes on, looking to see if I could find a gator, was, are there gators where we're going? And sure enough, we're going to gator country.
They do hibernate from October to sometime in the spring,
yeah.
March. Still, like, you already know about my phobia of water. I can't see it too.
It is a little after 3 o'clock, and we've made it about 250 miles so far. We just stopped at a rest stop. Everybody had to go to the bathroom. Back on the road. We've decided we're going to book an RV site. Our goal is to get through to the other side of Houston, which will put us just over 400 miles for the day. So let's call and see if they have any openings, because we came in today with no reservations. to see if you had an RV site available for a pull-through for this evening.
One night?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
All right, so we got our site booked for tonight because we're going to be arriving after dark. We went ahead and opted for a pull-through to make it simpler. Normally we actually prefer and don't mind a back end. So should be a nice spot, hopefully better than last time. Big key for us is having some good areas to walk the pups, especially after a long travel day. So now we know our final destination for today, and we'll travel on. Whew. We made it to our destination tonight about 7:15, so a lot of firsts for us tonight. So we drove in the dark.
Yeah.
Not only did we drive in the dark, we were going through Houston at 5:30, just at sunset. So that was fun. 6 lanes of traffic, but we made it. We're here safe. What else did we do, Neil?
Because we want to get up early, right? We're going to plan to go to bed early, get a good night's sleep, and just then hit the road super early in the morning. We stayed fully hitched to the 450. We did take some weight off the truck and the biggest level, so we were able to bring the slides out, but we've never done that before, so it kind of feels like cheating. I'm like, it's probably, I wouldn't recommend either of those things, driving in the dark or staying hitched, but because, I mean, it's literally just 12 hours of sleeping before we hit the road again.
Yeah.
We just booked a site and got an extra long pull through to make life as simple as possible.
I'm gonna go check out the fitness center here. Maybe get a little pump in, and then good night's sleep, and then back on the road tomorrow. We've got about 424 miles to go to wrap up tomorrow's trip.
All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. We're gonna get a good night's sleep.
Good night. Good morning on day 5 of this huge road trip, and we have just under 300 miles to go to get to our final destination today. And as we wrap up today's road trip, we wanted to answer some of your questions. The first one was from Jay asking, what type of cameras or equipment do we use, or do we use our phones? And I'll let Sid answer this one.
So part of her question included our phones and a gimbal. We have Android phones. We're Samsung users. I've always been a bigger fan of Samsung for all of my electronics. And we do have gimbals for the phone. We use them rarely. We film on our phone very rarely at this point, to be honest. What we're filming on right now, and that we film on most commonly, is a Sony, but it's a specifically designed for vlogging. Generally speaking, unless I'm driving, the camera is in my hands, and so it's easy for me on that type of camera to be able to hold and film myself, and you guys still not see my arm in the shadow. I can walk and talk. It has some of the best stabilization that was available when we made the purchase, and that's why we elected to go with that camera. And then anytime we're in the water or we're doing something really physical where a stumble or something is, possible, we will strap a GoPro onto us, right? Like when we went zip lining, I think Mandy wore a GoPro when she hiked the Grand Canyon. Anytime we're canoes, kayaks, any water sports, it's always just straight from a GoPro. And then we recently invested in a drone. There was a sale at Costco, and it was kind of an impulse purchase, and I'm so glad I did. But that's a really great question, and thank you so much for asking that, Jay. We appreciate your support a lot.
So the other part of the question was, how do you like your huge truck and the towing capacity? And oh my goodness, we absolutely love Betty White, our F450.
Thank you to the viewer who named it Betty White. After the episode where we came up with names, we really liked White Lightning, and a lot of our viewers do too. And when she's going uphill and being really tough, we do sometimes call her White Lightning. But whoever suggested Betty White, I just want you to know that we genuinely laughed until we cried for like 10 minutes, and so she's now called Betty White. So thank you so much.
It stuck. So we absolutely love the truck. The towing capacity is just absolutely amazing. It's made going through the mountains and everywhere just so much easier and gives us the confidence. I was just saying yesterday, like, it's so nice, like, truck just handles it. There's no tail swing, there's no rocking. So absolutely love the truck. You know, there are some challenges sometimes with the dually when it's our everyday driver, but we're not going many places every day.
We don't have the challenges this guy has. Look at this. We're in Texas.
But it's not a huge deal being our everyday driver because we're not going somewhere every day. So it's, the grocery store we're going to explore, and like in New Orleans, we just opted, we took a Lyft ride and we were able to walk, and we made sure that our reservations where we
take our bikes places a lot.
Yeah, so you just plan ahead when you're going to like the grocery store and things like that with the dually. But absolutely love the truck. No regrets on getting the dually and the F450.
And because of the 450, I think a 350 I know would have done the job, right? Like you can build a 350 out in a way that it actually has a higher payload than a 450. But the reason we chose 450, which is another question that we were asked, why did you guys choose a 450? A 350, excellent payload, but for us it came down to, remember guys, we had never towed a single thing prior to this, and so there was all those unknowns and all that fear, and what we liked was the turn radius of the 450, and I will tell you that even when towing this Brinkley, this truck is incredibly nimble. We do ultimately want to upgrade or downgrade and become more nimble with a truck camper one day in the future.
The next question was from Jill asking, how did the fur babies respond to the RV and how are they doing? And they're doing great. They absolutely love it. The first couple times that we moved the home, they got into their home and back into their RV and had a new view, a new yard, they were kind of mind blown, but they absolutely love travel day. They get so excited. They know when we're starting to pack up. They love to get in the truck. They're excellent in the car. Going along, they absolutely love it, and they love exploring new places. All the new smells at the new parks and on travel day at the rest stop. So they're doing great, and they get to explore more. So I think it's a win for everybody. The next part of the question from Jill was, what do you miss most that doesn't fit in RV life?
This is an easy, no-brainer one for me. Prior to RV life, I took a bath every night. It was my way to unwind, and so I miss a bathtub, no doubt.
I guess sometimes space.
Yeah.
Having our own space, which, separate rooms or a place to work. Like sometimes when your bedroom is your office, you work out there, the living room, like sometimes just that space. And really, when we have the opportunity and we're at a place where we can get outside and things like that, that definitely helps. But we've definitely been in some places where, based on weather, or it's just kind of gross where we are, and that really limits our outdoor time around the RV, you can quickly kind of get like cooped up and you're like, okay, I'm looking at the same space for eat, sleep, work out, like everything is the same. All right, our next question is from Mark. So thank you so much for all of your comments and your support. We really appreciate you. And he said, I guess I'd like to know what your gotta have tools are that you definitely want prior to living full-time RV life. Not just for the RV, but for maintaining the F450, which I love, by the way. Thank you. And as we just stated, we absolutely love Betty as well.
But I think the most important tools that you can have as an RVer is, remember, like, we travel for a living and we are responsible for 10 tires. And so I have a jack. I believe it's a 20-ton jack. I got a jack that was strong enough to be able to jack up the RV. I have a big giant breaker bar so that we don't have to worry about our strength when changing a tire. And then we have the DeWalt battery operated or plug-in air compressor so that I can handle a flat tire no matter where we are. And we educated ourselves. We actually filmed us learning how to do that. If you ever wanted to go back and check that video out. But that, to me, I think when you live this particular lifestyle is like, you just have to assume that your day could come any day in regards to a flat, and you want to be able to get yourself safely off the road as quickly as possible, which is in fact another reason we chose the dually, should we ever have to limp ourselves off of a highway or something like that. So with only 6 months towing experience, I would still consider myself very much a rookie tower, but I will say that the benefit of driving 4 out of 5 days is that like your muscle memory is really starting to develop, and like you just get more comfortable and more relaxed, which I think just in the end helps you be a better driver. So that's a good thing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. All right, we only have about 100 miles to go. We're at our last, hopefully, pit stop before we get to our final destination. And at every stop, we always both do a little walk around and check things you're looking for, just to make sure all compartments are still closed, shut, windows, looking for everything, but also checking the tires. All right, always get down here, make sure that, you know, everything's wearing evenly, looking for any signs of, you know, if anything's not wearing evenly or anything's out of place, you know, checking the leaf springs, make sure everything's still symmetrical and looks the same, but constantly checking it. Hopefully never in the situation, but then will just help, you know, being able to see that if something is different, getting familiar with what things always look like and checking under, checking the spare tire, making sure it's still snug, bike rack still looks good, and everything looks good, so we're on our final stretch. I'm also a little OCD, have anxiety, so I always double check the hitch, the pin, the cables, make sure everything looks good and nothing moved in travel. Look like we're ready.
We just arrived to our winter home. It's a beautiful 91 degrees. There's a beautiful breeze that feels like it's coming from the ocean a few miles that way. Tropical trees, the sites are huge, the spots are clean. There was an awesome, I think 4 pickleball courts when we drove in. We're really excited about it. We can't wait to share it with you guys.
Turn in here, correct?
On to
no, wait, I'm right here. So yes, I need to make this right.
Laguna,
And then right on Pelican.
and then left on Seagull.
Just as spread out as the satellite view.
It does, which makes me feel. Yeah.
Before we wrap up this adventure, let's break down our trip totals. We covered an impressive 1,303 miles on this journey, spending $469.52 on fuel for 139 gallons. The truck says we get an average of 10.2 miles per gallon while towing. Shout out to the Ford for keeping us on the road efficiently. Every mile brought us closer to incredible experiences, and we're so glad to have shared them with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep following our adventures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Sydney was being nice when she said I just nicked the grass. I definitely got the tires in the grass, but when I felt like I kind of was hitting something, I just stopped because I couldn't really see, got out, checked it, realized I just kind of went off the curb, but all was good, and got her pulled in. Thankful for this oversized pull-through site as it was dark, late, and we were able to stay hitched, so that was a success.